truth music. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, y'all need to wake up, Israel, for real.
What you ain't know that what the devil did? What you ain't know? What you ain't know that what the devil did? What you ain't know? What you ain't know that what the devil did? What you ain't know? What you ain't know? What you ain't know? What you ain't know that what the devil did? What you ain't know? What you ain't know that what the devil did? What you ain't know that what the devil did? What you ain't know? What you ain't know? I know one day it's gonna go down for real. I know one day people is gonna get killed. Killed for what they believe in. Women and even children. That ain't my word, that's what the Bible say. You don't believe cause your mind reprobate. You take your kids to go get vaccinated. They get sick and you get scared. On Sunday you go pray to Satan. What you ain't know that was the devil there?
Jesus died on the cross for all our sins. All that went away.
Oh yeah? Where in the book it say forget the sad shrimp, crab, lobster, swine, all that y'all can have. See all you preachers, there's a judgment for you. Holding the gavel is your shire and he coming for you. And when he come, tell me what you gon' say. Huh? What you ain't know that was the devil's day? What you ain't know that was the devil's day?
What you ain't know?
What you ain't know that was the devil's day?
What you ain't know?
What you ain't know that was the devil's day?
What you ain't know?
What you ain't know? What you ain't know?
What you ain't know?
What you ain't know that was the devil's day?
What you ain't know?
What you ain't know that was the devil's day?
What you ain't know?
What you ain't know that was the devil's day?
What you ain't know?
What you ain't know?
What you ain't know?
What you ain't know?
Christmas, Thanksgiving, and Halloween. All them days pagan, also Easter and Dr. King Day. What you didn't know, those was the devil day? I gotta tell you, cause today might be that day. Yes, sir, it's real Judah. That Oxshine, he a straight shooter. It's interchangeable. Take it how you want, cause either way, I'ma get it to you. I'm trying to tell you what you need to know. I can't tell you where you gotta go, but if you follow the holidays and keep the Sabbath of a rock, she will guide you, bro. It's easy if you think about it, just gotta use common sense. But even listen to the rap music nowadays, common don't use common sense. They fighting to lose, I'm fighting to win. They trying to tell you it's okay to sin. You better change it up, get right within. I don't care if you late, well, you ain't gonna win. When the pop off, I'm be gone. Me and my family gonna be gone. Luckily, PZ and his family on the same thing, I'll be on. Shabbat shalom, we keep it holy. I'm praying for you, just stay focused. Get in that word, stay on it. Now you can't say that you didn't know where.
What you ain't know that was the devil's day? What you ain't know that was the devil's day? What you ain't know that was the devil's day? What you ain't know? What you ain't know? What you ain't know that was the devil's day? What you ain't know that was the devil's day? What you ain't know that was the devil's day? What you ain't know? What you ain't know? They celebrated Christmas before Christ was born. I thought they celebrated Christmas because Christ was born. They celebrated Easter before Christ was dead. I thought they celebrated because he rose from the dead. What you ain't know that was the devil's day? Jeremiah 10, read it. Tell me what that say. Why you preach ain't teach it that? Huh? Why you teach ain't preach it that? Philosophical sermons is what they giving to you. Just like they satanic servants is what I'm saying to you. Look, I'm taking back our book. It's ours. I refuse to be taught by pedophiles, thieves, and sodomites. Look, all you preachers, there's a judgment for you. Holding the gavel is your shire and he coming for you. I got these questions for Creflo Dollars and TD Jakes. Huh? What y'all ain't know that was the devil day? What you ain't know that was the devil's day? What you ain't know that was the devil's day? What you ain't know that was the devil's day? What you ain't know? What you ain't know? What
Welcome back. This is Real Talk 101, Sunday afternoon, 6 to 8 p.m. here at Vox Wave Studios. My name is Brad Shamel. I'm a co-pilot in the building, Mr. Orlando Boyd. And if it's the first time you're joining us, what we do here is we rap about different revelations, scripture, experiences that we've had within the past week, and we talk about how the Most High has guided us with his all-powerful and changing hand through the week. And then in the process of that, we expose how the devil tried to take us out during that week too, whether subtly or obviously, one or the other. But we usually start the show off with prayer requests, testimonies, and we get right into it. I pray you're blessed. What's up, Bo? How you feeling, man?
Man, I got a whole rack of prayer requests, yo.
All right.
Most High know they are. I ain't even found out a lot of them to the day, but man, I don't know. Bro, there's a lot going on, man.
A lot going on. Most I know.
A lot going on. Yeah, that's the thing. He knows.
You know.
That's why when I be at a loss for words, I don't even really be knowing what to say, but he already knows, so just ask him to do what he do.
That's beautiful.
Just ask him to do
I know exactly what to say to him because it's what I say when it's too much. Yeah, man. Prayer requests, I got several too, but I'm gonna leave those in the hands of the Most High as well. I pray for all my brethren who visit this table, Darian, D, Michi, of course, the rest of my brother Nate, you know what I'm saying, Lamar, Hood Proud Core, my sister Nikki, who I got back in touch with this week. All praise to the Most High. There's so many others, man, and our family's represented here, man, because if we haven't said it once, we've said it again. It's like the devil can't get it. That's like he wants to. He gets it those who are close to us, man, because he's vindictive and he doesn't care. But he's a sucker and he's lost nonetheless. So, yeah, man, we're going to go ahead and get into it. By your head with us. Lord Yah Almighty, thank you for another opportunity to do this. Thank you for bringing us through this past week and for what you're going to do with us right now. Please send your holy ruach amongst us that we might be filled with your wisdom and let our tongues be loosed by you so that the hearers may hear a word from you and not from us. May we decrease so that you forever increase. We thank you for the blood of your son, Yeshua, who died on the cross for our sins so that we can even have an opportunity like this. We pray that you move the strong delusion, Father, and the many lies and fallacies that are currently in place that are occupying people's minds that they can't seem to let go of. But I pray they hear your voice and they hearken unto it. The many myriad of things that are going on with us, Father, we ask that you meet our needs. You know each and every one of our needs and each and every one of our problems. And if it's something we got to go through to make us better for sanctification, then so be it. Let's do it. But just hold our hand while we walk through them flames, because I know we ain't going to get burnt, but we will feel the heat. Be with our families and the issues and the things that they deal with. I ask that you bless and keep and forgive all those who are associated with us according to your knowledge of them. That should cover everything. I pray for the studio, the management, and the shows that come thereon, and the people who present different topics, Father. I pray that your voice reaches them as well, too, if they have not hearkened unto it. Because time is short, and ain't no more time for playing games, Father. Thank you for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that you gave us yesterday specifically, and continue to lead us and guide us, moving forward into this week. In your son, Yeshua's name, I pray, amen.
Amen.
Yeah, man. I'm thankful. I truly am, man. Yesterday, just to talk about, it always seems like, man, with me, most of the spiritual impact that I have from the Father, you know what I'm saying, where I feel that I'm engaged with him. His blessings and his mercies are everlasting and they're innumerable. So I recognize that during the week. But it seems like always coming towards the weekend, man, I can cut off everything. That's why Shabbat is so sacred. I know I can put down everything that's occupying my mind on a daily basis just to the side for a second and just kick it with my Father like I know I should be doing every day. But I try to make time to do that. And when I'm one-on-one with him, it blows my mind, man. So this past Friday and Saturday, I got up to the 92nd chapter of the book of Enoch, man. He broke down some stuff, made it plain. And also in the interim, I had forgotten that I had to, head up to DuPont and rap to the little youngins for Sabbath school on Saturday, and I didn't remember till the morning of, so I quickly read what it was about. It was about Samuel, how he first got called, and with Eli and everything. The Most High really blessed him and moved in that direction, man. A couple things I caught from that joint, man, is the Father wants us not to be complacent and passive, man. One of the things that stuck out to me in that chapter, man, it was actually coming from 1 Samuel chapter 3, verse through 7, chapter 3 through 7, man. It was talking about, like I said, Samuel, when he first got called by the Most High, he was lying in the temple, got called a couple times, thought it was Eli. Eli told him to go back to sleep until the third time. He was like, it's probably the Most High calling you. So next time you hear your name called, say, speak, Yah, for thy servant hears. And he did that. The Most High laid something strong on him. He was just a boy, too. Told him to go to Eli and tell him, I'm going to condemn your whole house because your sons be acting a fool when you don't check them. You don't care. And out of that lesson, man, I was like, indulgent parenting. I see that. I see that a lot in these days and age, man. Indulgent parenting to where they let their kids run them. You know what I'm saying? Me and this brother was born in early 80s, man. The earliest 80, I'm thinking. 80, yeah.
80,
yeah.
ain't but one.
Ain't but one. We were right there on 80. And, that was, I believe, that was like the last age of kids, without electronic devices. Because we came into that. I remember when the Game Boy came out, we got that joint like a year later. So it was in that age, man. But prior to that,
we had Atari.
We had Atari.
Gemini, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, we had
Atari 2600. Then came Sega and Nintendo and all that. Yeah, all that came out during our youth, man. But my father always had me and my brother, doing outside work, doing stuff, you know what I'm saying, to better ourselves and get some discipline in our bones. And that's something clearly that Eli didn't do with Hophni and Phinehas, man. Them jokers didn't listen to their father, but instead they took advantage of their father's position as high priest within the sanctuary. And but they did several things.
Boy, I don't even know if you know what you just opened up.
Well, I don't.
You said. You said.
I'm just going through my spiel. You know how I do.
Lee, hold up. You said them boys took advantage of their father's position.
Of their father's position.
As high priest.
Right. And they used it to their advantage to have sway over the congregation. Because
Look at Israel, Joe.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
The fact that they knew that the Most High Yah rock with them. They took advantage of their father's position.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you
Their biggest,
tell them who them dudes was, man? Didn't something happen with them?
I'm getting to it.
Okay.
Hophni and Phinehas, them brothers were known for, taking the offerings. Now, offering was given in several forms. It wasn't just so much money. It was also food and grain and drink offering. Whatever was set aside for the Levites, because peep this, all right, just a little bit of history. The Most High did not give the Levites an inheritance because he was their inheritance. And because he was their inheritance, when people brought their tithe to the temple, it was supposed to be the best of the best. And it was supposed to be the 10% of everything that they got. So the Levites would eat and be fed and be sustained off of the best of the best that the rest of the nation gave to the Father, because he was allowing them to have that because he was their portion. They didn't have land. They didn't have property. All they had was the temple. But there were even laws and statutes set in place for like every third year or seventh year. I'm not sure which one, so you all can look it up, that everything would be, free or given back. Like if anything was owed, you know what I'm saying? And if people were either a beggar, a Levite, or an alien who wasn't, a part of the nation, they would be allowed to come in and partake of the releasing of goods and resources like that the Israelites had every couple years that the Most High ordained. And that was one of the things that they benefited from. But back to the boys, man. They not only were they messing around with the tithe, but they was taking the women from the congregation. They were sleeping with them in the temple. In the temple. They were smashing them and having orgies and stuff in the temple, according to what we were told. And and the Most High frowned on that because he expected Eli to say something. Now, if Eli said something and they still did not hearken, then Eli could wash his hands. But he loved his sons and he was indulgent.
But Eli is the same one that said to Samuel, when you hear the Most High call your name, say, speak, Yah, for thy servant. But he couldn't tell his own sons that?
Couldn't tell him. So and you going into a big point that I made, or that I'm about to make, actually. just thinking about this. The Most High is giving it to me right now. So, as the story progresses, the Philistines was the main enemies of the Israelites at the time when Eli was, the man. And it so happened that during those days, when Samuel was still a little boy, that the Philistines decided to muster up their forces and go to battle and go wreck with Israel. First battle they had, Israel lost about 4,000 men. When they lost, they were shocked because they usually don't lose because the Most High is rolling with them. So the elders got together and they was like, you know what? Let's go get the ark and bring the ark out here. That's like our super shield. You seen Avengers movie, Captain America's shield? That was like their shield, the ark. And so when they sent for the ark, guess who brought the ark? Hophni and Phinehas. Now, if that ain't the most disrespectful thing, first of all, only Levites were supposed to be carrying the ark. You know what I'm saying? But Hophni and Phinehas brought it. And when they brought it into the camp, it was a mighty roar of victory, and the Philistines heard it. And they was like, man, what could they be hyped about? We just beat they behind. And then they figured it out. It's like, oh, the ark is with them. And they got scared for a second. But then some of the chiefs of the Philistines said, we just beat them, and we are men just like they are men. Let's go out and battle, and let's just see what happens. If we die, then we die, pretty much. And they went out there, and they doubled, triple, quadrupled the initial slaughter to where it was like 100-something thousand brothers that fell of Israel. They just died. And then Hophni and Phinehas died as well. And the ark got captured. All three of those things happened. Now, one of the brothers who was fighting in Israel made it away when they were retreating because they got beat so bad they all had to retreat. One retreated and ran all the way back to the city where Eli was. And Eli sat by the gate, blind. He was getting blind because he was old. The other thing was, I'm about to get into this because this is big. This is where the point is made. The scout who ran away was coming back in the city. He's like, Israel has lost. We have fallen. He was just shouting in the top of his lungs. And when that happened, there started to be like a wave of moaning and crying and lamenting because the people in the city knew that their husbands, their brothers, and their fathers were all out in that battle. And if Israel got routed, they still didn't know if they were coming back. But the fact that Israel got routed by Philistines, period, is also indicative of the fact that the Most High was not with them in that battle. Messenger came all the way up to Eli, who was sitting in his chair at the gate, told him what happened. He said, your sons have died. But that's not what shocked Eli. What shocked Eli was that the ark had been captured. And when he heard the ark had been captured, he fell over backward in his chair and broke his neck. And the word says because he was old and he was heavy, which means he was fat.
Fat boy.
He was a fat boy. Eli was a fat old man. His lack of discipline led him to be so complacent.
Eli's lack of discipline.
Eli's lack of discipline.
Priest.
The priest. Lack of discipline was so out of control that I believe, just reading the story and Most High showing what's between the lines, he had already given up hope on himself and his sons. He had been so complacent that and this is the reason why I say this. After the Most High told Samuel what was going to happen to Eli, Samuel didn't want to tell Eli because it was heavy. He was like, man, the Lord y'all done condemned your whole house. So he didn't want to tell him. But the next morning, Eli came to him. He's like, what did the Most High tell you? Do not hold back anything. As sure as he lives, do not keep back any details. So Samuel told him, he's like, hey, Slim, Most High ain't been pleased with how you've been running things. He's going to take out your sons and he's going to condemn your house. Your line shall not progress. And Eli's response to that was, well, he's the Most High. Let him do what he thinks is good. That type of answer already suggests that he probably foreknew that
He
was
knew
gonna
it. He knew he was
Come
messing
on,
up.
come on.
He knew he was messing up. He knew he was a fat boy. He knew all he did was sit around and just eat.
Come on.
And he knew his sons was tripping.
And it was true.
He knew what was coming. That's what we need to get to the path. We know we effed up. We know we've been messed up for so long. We should be anticipating punishment. Anticipating what the Most High ain't gonna keep winking at our ignorance, Joe. Especially once he show us what we should be and should have. But Samuel took his position.
Took his position. This was the transition. This was the transition, the necessary transition. Necessary transition. Now,
don't lose sight of that.
Don't lose sight of that. Now, the other thing that happened on the other side of that was this. The ark got captured by the Philistines, the arch enemies of the Israelites. Now, the Most High took me a little bit of, fun wandering on this. That Philistines had 5 major cities: Gath, Gaza, Ashkelon, Ekron, and Gaza. Yes. Hold on. I memorized them yesterday. Hold on. Now I'm forgetting them. Hold on.
Like modern day Gaza? Same Gaza?
Gaza, that same Gaza. Ashdod, that's the one. Ashdod, Ashkelon, Ekron, Gaza, and Gath, because Goliath of Gath. So there you go. Gaza was the capital. So the first thing they did was they took the ark back to the capital and they set it up in the temple. Matter of fact, hold on. They said, no, it was Ashdod. I'm sorry. For those who are going to check me, that's in chapter 5 of 1 Samuel, moving into like the 7th or 8th verse. Ashdod. They took it into the temple. When they took it into the temple, they set that joint up right in front of Dagon. Now, the little brothers who were in my Sabbath school yesterday, I told them to look up Dagon, because I looked him up before just to see what he looked like. You know, them ancient figurines they be finding, like this was such and such. Dagon was a flipping merman. He was a fish man. His head was a fish, but he had the body of a man. And he used to stand like this or like this. Kind of like flipping Neptune or
like they had the
Aquaman.
Pope wear.
Yeah.
They had the Pope wear, that fish head joint.
So hold up. So this is what happened. They all went in there worshiping and partying because of the fact, they just beat the Israelites. They set up their little relic of victory, the ark, and then they all left for the night. When they came back the next morning, Dagon was broken down. Not broken, I'm sorry. He was toppled over, kneeling down, his head face down in the dirt in front of the ark. So the people looked at it and they was like, oh man, that's crazy. So they set him back up. Nobody asked the question of how this happened. But an angel, like what has been interpreted to us, went in and knocked that joint over. So they set it back up.
Read to them what happened. I hear what you're saying.
Right, okay.
But that's a powerful account.
Hold on.
As the Most High broke down that pagan deity.
All right, I'll read it to you.
Please do.
All right, so this is chapter 5. When the Philistines had captured the ark of Yah, they brought it from Ebenezer to Ashdod. Taking the ark of God, the Philistines put it in the temple of Dagon, setting it down beside Dagon. Next morning, the people of Ashdod went to the temple of Dagon, and there lay Dagon face down on the ground before the ark of Yahweh. They picked Dagon up, put him back in his place. But early the next morning, there lay Dagon face down again on the ground before the ark of Yahweh, and Dagon's head and 2 hands were laying severed at the threshold of the portal. The head and the hands. Now, this is what he broke down to me about that. I did a little bit of research of why they would put it in the threshold, which and in my other version it says the portal, meaning the doorway. So it's like they just put it right there in the door. So as soon as you open the door, the head of Dagon is sitting there in his hands, like this. The reason why that happened is because back in that day, they believed that once you enter the portal of the temple, that's where the spiritual realm was. But whatever spirit you were worshiping in that temple, his presence began at the portal. So as soon as you walk in that joint, you're walking into his presence. Sound like how we mimic when we go into church and we invoke the Lord's presence. Yah's presence. The devil wants that same thing. He's like, you walk into my temple, as soon as you cross the threshold, there's the demonic presence. Now hold fast. The head is laying there first, and the palms. It said, and the reason why that was, it says, they prayed to Dagon for wisdom and help. Got no head, got no wisdom. Got no hands, can't give no help. Severed. And the body was still in the torso.
Dagon can't help you.
Yeah. And the torso was bowing down to the ark. So, what they do? They pick the joint back up, try to set it. They ain't say that they, built a new Dagon or whatever. They said they tried to, pick up the pieces. The men had to pick up the God's pieces. Okay. So, after that, the Most High got upset, and it says that his hand weighed heavily on the people of Ashdod to the point that tumors broke out on the residents of Ashdod. So you know what they did? They was like, all right, bet. Tumors broke out. We got to get this thing up out of here. So the elders came and they met, and they was like, we're going to send this thing to Gath.
Elders of who?
The elders of the Philistines.
Okay.
The chiefs of the Philistines. They said, matter of fact, the 5 chiefs, because there were 5 over each city. There was a chief over each city. They said, we're going to move this thing to Gath. I'm sorry. So they took it to Gath. Guess what happened to Gath? The Most High leaned on them again. Tumors start breaking out. Sickness is going around. And people are dying because of these tumors.
They're taking the ark.
The ark.
Okay.
They're moving the ark around. Then after Gath, they moved it to Ekron. And when they was about to take it to Ekron, the Ekronites was like, nah, hold fast. Don't bring that trick
We
through
heard
here.
what happened.
We heard what happened in
we don't want
Gath
that
and in
right.
Ashdod. We don't want that. Now, it's interesting because Ashkelon and Ekron were on the sea border. The other ones were inland. And I found that to be, I was like, man, what would the Most High have done if he'd have brought them if they had brought the ark close to the sea? Probably would have hit them with a tsunami or something like that. Yeah, that's just what my mind went. That's not in scripture, but I'm just saying that's how my mind went. So this is what happened. The chiefs was like this. They was like, look, man, This is what we're going to do. Now, peep this. Look at how the Most High works. We cannot put the Most High in a box. They said, we got to send this thing away. We got to give it away. We got to send it back. We got to do something. We got to get rid of it. It has to leave our territory. So they called their soothsayers, their magicians, their witches, and their sorcerers together. And they said, what can we do to get this God off our back? And this is what them soothsayers and all them wicked people who's messing around in divination and all the stuff that ain't of Yah, they said, look, first of all, you got to make offerings. And I want you to take the offerings and put them in a box. Then I want you to put it on a cart led by 2 cows. But let's talk about the offerings before we get to the cows. They said this is so crazy. They said, we want you to make 5 golden images of tumors. So 5 golden tumors. Bruh, it's in here. Think I'm playing. Let me read it. Chapter 6. Tell us how to send it back to where it belongs. They replied, if you send the ark of the Yah of Israel away, you must not send it away empty. You must pay him a guilt offering. Then you will be healed, and you will know his hand would not turn away from you. Then they asked, what guilt offering should we pay him? And they said, in proportion to the number of Philistine chiefs, 5 golden tumors and models of your rats. Now I'm gonna tell you. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you why it was rats. The tumors were indicative of the plague that was handed down on top of the people from the Most High. But the rats, there was an infestation, and the rats carried the diseases and the pathogens. Carried the diseases and the pathogens to spread the tumors to the other towns. Because you got to think, a rat, you know what a rat does, man. A rat be in the sewers, they be in the garbage. They got a higher immune system than we do. Matter of fact, they're built to eat waste and take out waste and feces and all that stuff. They're built for that mess. So they were transporting the pathogens to the other cities of the Philistines as well. So they said, make 5 golden tumors and 5 golden rats. Put them in a box next to the ark that you're going to put on a cart. Then we want you to take 2 cows, not bulls, female cattle, 2 cows that give milk, meaning they have kids. And I want you to put them under. Now, these are directions that these soothsayers are giving. It's like
the wicked jokers.
The wicked jokers is giving now because it makes a difference. There's a point being made here. So they got these 2 cows, and then they said this. They was like, if we hook these 2 cows up who have milk and they got children, and if we hook them up, when we leave them alone and let them walk, if they do not go back to their calves that are in the barn, and they go straight way into Israelite territory at Beth Shemesh, because let's say this is the border of Philistine right here. The very first city when you cross the border of Philistine into Israel territory was Beth Shemesh. It was one road leading out. And they was like, if these cattle go straight for Beth Shemesh and they don't go back to their calves, then that will be proof that the Most High is leading those cattle, and we will not look at it as some random occurrence because they thought it was random. So they did everything. They put the ark on the cart, wooden cart. Got the 2 cows, females, giving milk, took their calves, took them back to the barn, and then they put the 5 golden tumors and the 5 golden rats in boxes next to it. They sent that joint on the way. As soon as they slapped them cows behind us, them joints went straight to Beth Shemesh, got on the road, and walked straight away so that they knew. It was like, okay, it's the Most High who's directing this. Then this happened. As soon as they went over the hill, the men of Beth Shemesh were in. Oh, last detail, I can't leave this out. They had been without the ark. The Israelites had been without the ark, and the Philistines had the ark for 7 months. 7 months. You know that's the Most High's number. 7. Laying hard on them for 7 months. Came over the hill. The men of Beth Shemesh were reaping wheat in the fields, and they saw the joint coming. As soon as they saw it, they all lifted up their voices and rejoiced, ran over there, and then they did this. They took the cart. They chopped up the wood. They built an altar made of stones.
Who did this?
They did the men of Beth Shemesh. The Israelites.
Israelites, Israelites.
Yeah. They killed the bulls, chopped them up, and they offered a sacrifice and a thank you offering right then and there. The Most High sent them in the package with the ark exactly what they needed to make offering to him. As soon as the joint happened.
Hold on, you said they did what now?
The men of Beth Shemesh, when they went to go get the ark, they chopped up the wood from the cart. From the cart. Not the ark. Not the ark, the cart.
Okay.
Because the cart was wooden.
Got you.
And then they slayed both bulls, and then they had their offerings of the golden rats and the golden tumors.
Oh,
they had their offerings right there, and they burned. Yeah, hey.
And the soothsayers gave them the game plan.
The soothsayers told them that. When the cart came to the field of Joshua of Beth Shemesh, it stopped. There was a large stone there. They cut up the wood of the cart. They offered the cows as holocaust or offerings to Yahweh. The Levites had taken down the ark of Yahweh and the box containing the golden objects inside it and placed all this upon the large stone. The men of Beth Shemesh offered the holocaust the day, and they offered sacrifices to the Most High. When the 5 Philistine chiefs had seen this, they went back to Ekron the same day. These were the golden tumors, and the Philistines paid the full guilt offering to Yahweh, one for Ashdod, Gaza, Ashkelon, Gath, and Ekron.
The Philistines paid the full guilt offering to the Most High Yahweh.
To the Most High. And he had and the Most High, that just shows you what he's doing with your enemies, even with you jacking up.
With your enemies.
With your enemies.
The enemy's doing it right.
The enemy's doing it right.
We
jacking up. But remind you, they were doing this so that the Most High's hand would get
leave him
off
alone.
of
Yeah.
He was punishing.
Right.
The large stone on which they placed the ark of Yahweh is a witness to this present day in the field of Joshua at Beth Shemesh. Of the people of Beth Shemesh, the sons of Jeconiah had not rejoiced when they saw the ark of Yahweh, and he struck down 70 of them. So I want you to pay attention there, because that's a small detail that nobody ever reads about.
That's 70 again.
There was a group of Israelites when the ark came back that did not rejoice after not being with it for 7 months, after not having the presence of the Most High with them. They did not rejoice, and the Most High saw that and got offended and struck down 70 of them immediately. Then the people mourned because Yahweh had struck them so fiercely. Then it goes a little bit on to Samuel and how he was a judge and a liberator, how he moved around to the different cities. But I tell you this much. After that happened, just summarizing, the last part. After that happened, Samuel got the ark, put it back in its place, got the offerings, got everything. Then he called the chiefs of Israel together. He was like, look, get everybody together at the temple. I'm going to offer a prayer thanking Yah for his presence being back. And we're going to tell him that we ain't going to trip and sin and go left again like we've been doing. We're going to apologize. We're going to offer sacrifices all day. And hopefully he will be with us, continuing going forward. So he did that. But watch what the Most High did again. The Philistines. Now this is crazy. I want y'all to peep this. The Philistines, after they found out that all of Israel was going to gather at the temple so they could offer these offerings to the Most High. This is if you want to check with me, this is the 7th chapter of 1 Samuel. When they got together to offer offerings to the Most High, the chief says, you know what? All of Israel going to be in one spot. Let's go hit them while they all together. This is stupid.
The Philistines.
The Philistines. And they knew why they were getting together. They were getting together to offer sacrifices to the Most High. Why would you attack them during one of the most dangerous times?
So they sent them. All right. They listened to the
soothsayers.
The soothsayers went through the move, and then once they was like they got their ark back, let's go get them.
Let's go get them.
They tripped out.
And no. You know what they were thinking? Remember when the Egyptians had let the children of Israel go, and then they chased them back before because they were like, well, maybe the Most High ain't with them again. I bet you the Philistines thought, says, before they offer these offerings and all this, then we know the Most High going to be with them. We got to catch them before they do that. The word says, during the ceremony, they tried to attack, and the Most High thundered from heaven so strongly that it struck fear into all of them, and they all ran in every direction. Then the men of Israel chased them down and hacked them up all the way to like one of them towns that they mentioned with the crazy names. I think it was Gilgal. Or Mizpah, one or the other. They met at Mizpah. I'm sorry, they met at Mizpah. So here it is, as far as Beth Kar. I don't know what Beth Kar is, but anyway, this is what happened. And it said that they pursued them and hit them so hard that they took over all the 5 cities of the Philistines, and the Philistines were never as powerful moving forward again. They took over, which city did they take? They took, it's going to say in here, Ebenezer, Yahweh. The Philistines were humbled and no longer came into Israelite territory, and the hand of Yahweh lay on the Philistines all of Samuel's lifetime. The towns the Philistines had taken from Israel were given back to them, from Ekron to Gath. So the Philistines had 5 towns. After the Most High thundered and sent them running, the Israelites chased them down and took back Ekron and Gath because it originally belonged to them. Matter of fact, the whole territory belonged to them because it was Canaan. They shouldn't have been there in the first place, but Israel be lunching sometimes. So, read that story, man. Saw so many lessons in there, about complacency, about the Most High still working around in his favor and his will over ours, even when we jacking up and we messing up, and how he used the enemy to properly make them pay him an offering because they were tripping. And it wasn't even on behalf of the Israelites because they lost the ark to begin with. They sent the flipping ark to the army with Hophni and Phinehas, two of the most wicked jokers there, and they got killed in the fight. So I'm like, it's just wild to see from the overarching perspective of the Most High, everything that he has to deal with. But the last little detail that he gave me was this. He ushered in Samuel's reign as judge with strength and power. Because Samuel was the one who offered that prayer to get the Most High's presence. Eli was dead, mind you. So Samuel was the one who ran that offertory service. And he judged and moved through those towns and those cities to take them back. And he moved through the Israelite territories from that point going forward as judge. And he judged in different places. And then, of course, we know moving down the line, the stuff that happened with Saul. He was there with Saul, and he was there with David.
And he anointed David.
He anointed David. There you go. So Samuel's obedience from the beginning. Next time you hear the Most High call, speak, y'all, for your servant.
Mama
here,
told him.
man.
Mama sent him there.
Oh, Mama dedicated him
Mama
before he was
dedicated
there. He was like, young, this is your child. So when he was age, was it 6? I can't now.
6 to 8.
Yeah, something like that. Gave him to the temple. He was in there.
Committed him to the Most High.
Committed him to the Most High, man. So it was a blessing, yesterday reading all that. At some point or another on this show, man, we're going to dig into Enoch, but I want to at least finish the book before I even start doing that. I don't know when the Most High going to let me do that, but for those of you watching, if we haven't said it before, place your eyes on the book of Enoch and pray for wisdom before you read it. Pray to the Most High before you read it, because you will not understand it without him giving you wisdom. I promise you that. I promise you.
You know what tripped me out? What trips me out about a lot of the biblical references about the ark.
Right.
Why is the ark being referenced and not the ark's contents? The ark is the house of the commandments,
Right.
the law.
But on top of the ark is the mercy seat, where the Most High manifests his presence.
I understand that. I understand that. But his mercy is as a result. If he tell you, thou shalt not do this, thou shalt not do this, do this, this, that. Understand, this is I'm laying the ground rules.
Gotcha.
Right? I'm laying the ground rules in stone. And since I know y'all gonna mess up anyway, I gotta cap it with mercy. But they tripping over the ark, not the contents of the ark.
Yeah, they're tripping over the ark. Correct. Not the contents.
Not the contents. Now, this was the most, when you was talking just now, I didn't want to interrupt you, but that's why I went back to Genesis.
Gotcha.
The Most High told Noah to build an ark
Okay.
where he preserved him
He did.
while he destroyed everything else. Then he made a covenant with him. Inside the ark is the covenant.
Right.
Man, law, testament, not so much a covenant, I guess.
It's the law.
It's the law.
It's the law.
It's the law.
Yeah.
Preserved inside of an ark. But what he used with Noah, he told Noah to build an ark so he could preserve some stuff. Now that ark, it probably didn't have the same significance. It was a lot
Races of
bigger.
the animals.
It preserved some stuff, kept some stuff around, so we could enjoy it.
Him, Shem, and Japheth.
Kept his sons there, for the repopulation of the earth. But it's still an ark. That box that holds the 10 Commandments, the 2 tables of stone, is called an ark of the covenant. Yet the Most High told Noah to build an ark to preserve himself and his family. But nobody really makes a connection between one ark and the other ark. You know what I'm saying? But they're both arks.
Yeah.
They're not spelled different in Scripture. They don't have a different meaning.
True.
They're carrying something. They're holding something. The Most High knew what he was going to do well before he even talked to Moses on Sinai.
Right. He do.
He knew
His law was his law.
He knew what he was.
His law
Hey,
was
Joe,
his law was his
I ain't
law.
never gave that thought until you started breaking it down the way you was breaking it down. I was listening to you talk.
Man.
Most High was like, go back to what did I do? He said, I thought I put my pen there. I did put my pen there. Where's it at? Where's it at? He don't say he made a covenant. He said, and Yahweh smelled a sweet savor, and Yahweh said in his heart, I will not again curse the ground anymore for man's sake. He made a covenant in his heart for man's sake after preserving him with himself in his heart. He just told Noah, go don't worry about that. I ain't gonna do that
ain't
no
gonna do
more.
that.
Because he knew what he was about to do, but he
set his
preserved
sign.
him in an ark.
He set his
He
sign.
sent the boat.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But he preserved him in an ark. Candace sent something out, I think it was last week, in reference to Noah's Ark. And I ain't gonna lie, I didn't grasp the understanding that the person, it missed me. But
Wow.
the simple fact that the Most High apparently likes using arks to protect
To protect
and preserve.
Preserve, huh?
You know what I'm saying? And the Philistines, I don't know if they knew what they really had in their possessions as far as the content of the ark.
Well, no, they didn't. That was
They just had
a
the-
trophy.
The Israelites,
That was a trophy.
They put the ark before them in battle and it wrought them victories.
Mm-hmm.
But if the contents of the ark is just the housing
The box.
of the commandments.
Right.
They put the commandments of the Most High Yah, his laws and statutes and his commandments before them, and it brought them victories. The ark was just the box. Why isn't the focus put on the contents of the ark? That's what I think we should be doing. Focus on what's inside the box. What's being preserved in the box?
The law.
The law. What about the law? That's what keeps us.
Keeps us
It's
grounded.
the foundation of the Most High's government, his law. And it's a law of love.
It is. Love to Yah, love to man.
Love the Yah and love the man. We had no love, Joe. I don't know what we think love is, but man, we ain't living by the law.
It's funny because the first 4 commandments are how to love Yah. That's all he
First
asked
3.
for. And then the last 6 are loving your fellow man.
First 3, Yah. The
First
4th,
3.
remembering the Sabbath. The last, the 5 on the 6 on the back end
Right.
is for your fellow man.
Man, and that's pretty much what he gave me, bro. It was a blessing, man. I love it when it's amazing when I'm talking to them youngest, man, how they're paying attention, because I know what I'm giving them is not for me, it's for the Most High, because He's giving me the words as I'm saying them. But they just be listening, man. I just be praying that they talk to their parents, and stuff about what we talk about, and I know some of them do, because their parents have come up to me, spoken, good words to me about the fact that I'm doing what I'm doing, man. But I told them, I was like, this is an assignment, man. This is, and not saying I don't enjoy what I'm doing, but it's the Most High's assignment for me. And I want to also put this on your mind. The Most High is giving you an assignment. Whoever's watching and listening to this joint, you got to prepare yourself for it, and you got to accustom yourself to His voice so you know when to engage in it. That's what I'd say. That's very important, man. And even though we give Him every reason not to engage or hear His voice concerning our subjects and concerning our missions and what we have to do, it's like, nah, man, He has a purpose that supersedes all that, and it's called His will. And it's going to happen one way or another. So, yeah, Joe.
Let me say this. The Most High opened me up to Proverbs, right?
Right.
Proverbs 8, 19, 20, and 21. I'm not going to read 8, 19, 20, and 21, but I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 verses underlined collectively between the 3 chapters. That's what I open up to. The first joint that's boldly underlined with the exclamation point. I'm not going to read that first. I'll let you know what that is when I get to it. But I'm going to read in order only what's underlined. You go back and read the 3 chapters yourself, 19, 20, 21. I'm going to read what's underlined that I previously have gone through and made some notes. This is just what I opened up to. Y'all, anybody that's been with us, y'all know that's how I rock. When I open up and something's there, boom, that's what I stick with. So, Proverbs chapter 19, verse 18. Chasing thy son while there is hope. Proverbs chapter 19, verse 18. Chasing thy son while there is hope, and let not thy soul spare for his crying.
Whoa.
They say, spare the rod, spoil the child. Whoop that nigga's behind. And don't let yourself get all soft because he crying. Well, all right. Chasten thy son while there is hope, and let not thy soul spare for his crying. A man of great wrath shall suffer punishment. For if thou deliver him, yet thou must do it again. A man of great wrath shall suffer punishment. For if thou deliver him, yet thou must do it again. That take me back to what I told the psychiatrist that the judge told me I had to go see to determine what my sentence should be. I told him, I said, look, man, you can lock me up. I'm not worried about going to jail. But if you want to help me, sentence me to a program. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sentence me to something that's going to help me. A man of great wrath shall suffer punishment. Yeah, you lock me up. For if thou deliver him, yet thou must do it again. If you don't help me and you just put me in jail, prepare to put me in jail again. Because I got issues.
A violent man lays himself open to a penalty. If you spare him, you aggravate your own misfortune.
That's your 19?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Say that again?
How that says, that it reads. A violent man lays himself open to a penalty. If you spare him, you aggravate your own misfortune. You aggravate your own misfortune. Man, that's a particular way to say
Aggravate
that.
your own misfortune. You stirring up some
You stirring up more trouble for yourself,
yourself.
in the future
by not punishing that
by
dude.
not punishing him. Look what happened to Eli. Condemnation of the whole house. Of the whole house. I love Proverbs, man. Keep going.
Hear counsel and receive. This is 20. It's only 18, 19, 20, 21, right here in 19. Hear counsel and receive instruction, that thou mayest be wise in thy later days. Hear counsel and receive instruction, that thou mayest be wise in thy later days. There are many devices in a man's heart. Nevertheless, the counsel of Yahweh, that shall stand. What does yours say?
Listen to advice, accept correction, to be the wiser in the time to come. That was 20.
Listen to advice.
Accept
correction so that you'll be wiser
in the time to come.
in the time to come.
Then 21 says, plans multiply in the human heart, but the purpose of Yahweh stands firm. Plans multiply in the human heart, but the purpose of Yahweh stands firm.
So man got plans, but Yahweh got purpose.
Yeah, well, there you go. His purpose stands firm.
His
matter
purpose.
what you planning, his purpose stands firm. No matter what.
Say
you
that
plan.
again?
Plans multiply in the human heart, but the purpose of Yahweh stands firm. And that's indicative to what happened to the daggone Philistines. They had plans to keep the ark as a trophy and then move it around from place to place and celebrate. This is what we took from the Israelites. But with that came the plague of tumors and then the rats spreading it even more. His purpose stands firm. And what is Yah's purpose? Yah's purpose is to save his people.
Save his people. Salvation.
So after the ark was sent back, notice not too long about that, they started recouping the towns that the Philistines took away, and they routed them because they was running after Yah sent that thunder crack. Mind you, he sent thunder with no rain. It wasn't raining and wasn't no time for thunder. When they were, it said while they were offering the sacrifices in the process, that's when these jokers tried to attack. And the Most High's like, oh no, they're giving me worship. And he said he hit them with a thunderclap so loud and so that they said, whoa, no, we got to get out of here.
Thunder is shaky.
Yeah, thunder. Oh.
When that thunder busts
Oh,
off,
yeah.
I don't care how much, I don't care how
Have
thorough
y'all-
you think you are.
Have y'all ever seen them super thick lightning bolts and then anticipated the thunder crack that's coming next? Bruh, let me tell you something. Last year, I was in Florida with my folks, right? And they had a little, Florida thunderstorms every daggone day. Every time you look at the weather report, you're going to see that. It may be sunny, but you're going to get a thunderstorm. It was at night, and our hotel wasn't too far from, Disney and all that stuff. You could see it like way in the distance. And this storm rolled up, and when I tell you that thunder shook the whole sky and just echoed and kept echoing like going out. It's like, quack-um, 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 quack-um. I was like, yo, like it was like it's like you watching an orchestra. It's like because I was on the balcony and our balcony was covered so I wouldn't get rained on. But I was watching it and then the rain would come down and torrents just like quack-um, boom, 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 boom. I was just sitting there just marveling at, because it's like, this is something that no human can do. This is something no human can control. This is something no human can do nothing with except look at and appreciate. That's all you can do. And in my mind, I know who's authorizing this. Because when I read Enoch, he's talking about treasuries where lightning is. Treasuries where hail and rain is, and mist and dew, where he has treasuries of elements.
And the secrets behind how they function the way they function.
Bruh.
They all got their job. They all have their course.
The Most
that
High,
the Most High
Slim.
sets them on.
Man,
And it cannot be altered. Man
Cannot be
tries
altered.
to mimic it.
try to
but
predict it.
That's not even, man.
Can't do nothing with it, man. So, yeah.
2020.
Uh-huh.
And this is actually what I saw. This is the bold, I told you I was gonna let you know when I got to the bold print that I saw when I opened it up. Wine is a mocker. A strong drink is raging. And whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise. Now, I ain't so much on the wine tip. But the strong drink, the booze jar got a hold. I ain't gonna lie. But it tells you right here, wine is a mocker. Strong drink is raging. And whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise. Now, I could read all of this, and a part of me wants to, but I'm reading you go back and read it for yourself. I'm just reading what I already have underlined in my Bible. I mean, I don't even know if you can, I don't know if y'all can see, you can lightweight see the little markings. I'm just reading what's already, the little space, verse 3. It is an honor for a man to cease from strife. It is an honor for a man to cease from strife. But every fool will be meddling, not a meddling. Bruh.
So you, Slim? That's all I had.
It is an honor
It is an honor.
for a man to cease from strife.
Come on.
But every fool will be met. Sometimes just leave that ish alone. Just leave it alone. Why you picking? Why you messing with something?
Why?
You know how many times I watched my father just hit my mother. I didn't smack her. And females, you just picking.
You know.
Why?
You
Because
know.
wine is a mocker, and strong drink is raging, and whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise. It is an honor for a man to cease from strife. Strife come. Wine is a mocker, strong drink is raging, and whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise. It is an honor for a man to cease from strife. Let it go.
That's all we want. We want peace.
Let it go.
Hey, man.
Why dwell on it? And if you've been drinking, it's going to escalate.
True.
In your mind. Because you tripping anyway. But every fool will be meddling. What is yours?
Oh,
say
yeah, for 20, right?
Yeah.
20. It says, wine is reckless, strong drink, quarrelsome. Unwise is he whom it seduces.
Read 2:2. Read 2:2. Read 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in your joint. Okay. Matter of fact, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
All right, 1 through 10, Proverbs 20. Wine is reckless, strong drink quarrelsome. Unwise is he whom it seduces. Like the roaring of a lion, the fury of a king, whoever provokes his anger wrongs his own life. It is to a man's honor if he avoids quarrels, but fools never exercise self-control. Autumn is over, but the idler does not plow. At harvest time he looks, nothing is there. Deep in water are the purposes in human hearts. The discerning man has only to draw them out. I like that one.
What was that, 6?
Yeah, that's 5. That's 5. Deep in water are the purposes in human hearts. The discerning man has only to draw them out.
Let me read 3, 4, and 5 through it. It said, it is an honor for a man to cease from strife,
Right.
but every fool will be meddling. The sluggard will not plow by reason of the cold. That job smacked me in my face because I
sluggard
don't be
will not
wanting to
plow.
work when it's hot.
Right.
I don't mind working in the cold, but this is just the reverse. It said, the sluggard will not plow by reason of the cold. Therefore shall he beg and harvest and have nothing. Counsel in the heart of a man, this is 5. Counsel in the heart of a man, and counsel in the heart of a man is like deep water, but a man of understanding will draw it out.
Yeah. Okay. That's similar. That's not the most similar one.
And what did yours
Deep
say?
in water are the purposes in human hearts. The discerning man has only to draw them out. Many describe themselves as kindly men, but who can find a man really to be trusted? That's 6. 7 is a virtuous man whose ways are blameless. Happy his children are after him. This is 7. A virtuous man whose ways are blameless. Happy his children after him.
The just man walketh in his integrity. His children are blessed after him.
Okay.
That's 7 of mine.
8 is a king enthroned on the judgment seat with one look scatters all that is evil.
A king that sitteth in the throne of judgment scattereth away all evil with his eyes.
Okay. 9 says, what man can say, I have cleansed my heart, I am purified of my sin? What man can say that?
Who can say, I have made my heart clean, I am pure from my sin? Who can say that?
10, one weight here, another there. Here one measure, there another. Both alike are abhorrent to Yahweh.
Diverse weights and measures, both of them are like abominations to Yah. Not being able to make your mind up.
Man,
Not being able to determine which move to make.
that double-minded mess.
Double-mindedness.
That joint.
Indecisiveness.
That joint can kill you. son.
It's an abomination to the Most High.
That joint
And
will
I'm
kill you.
very indecisive.
I
Joe,
I get the into. We
Bruh.
talking to ourselves on that one, and I hate it.
man, it
I-
pisses me
'cause
off.
I feel myself going through it. It's like, nah, I could be doing. Well, nah, I could be doing. And I that whole fluctuation builds up my frustration. And you know what funny time would be when I'm trying to choose something to eat. I be like, I want to eat this. It's like it's something simple. So I'm like, if it's not that simple, it's like, how much more do I need to be, straight? Make a decision, man.
That would boost the Most High so much if we could just set our mind to something
Man,
and do it. And it would escalate in size and grandeur or whatever.
that's a proverb that we already use. Anything you set your mind to, you can accomplish. People be saying that since I was young. There's reasoning behind that. You set your mind to it. You make a decision, and you follow through.
Pull yourself through. You may not want to go through it, but if you choose, and I'm talking to me, Joe.
Yeah, Joe, yeah.
I ain't got man, I'm so quick to just be like, F it.
We should put a mirror up on that camera, like right below it. For real. Like, we should put a mirror. Well, I mean, we got this monitor right next to it, so that's good enough. But yeah, Joe.
What does your 13 say?
13 says, "Do not love sleep, or you will know poverty. Keep your eyes open and have bread to spare."
Love not sleep, lest thou come to poverty. Open thine eyes, and thou shalt be satisfied with bread. I'm a nigga that can't sleep. Yeah, don't always go out there and find work while I'm up. More so want something to come
Yeah.
than go out there and get
Get it.
You know what I'm saying? Making double-minded excuses. Diverse weights and diverse measures. Both of them are like an abomination to the Most High. He already gave me a plan. He gave me the tools to do what needs to be done. Why not just go do it? You up. You ain't gonna pray. You ain't gonna read. Go to work. At least.
At least, man. But boy, we getting leaned on right now too.
Slim,
Mercy.
who you-
Yeah, man. Yeah, Joe.
I kind of want to read the whole thing, but like I said, I'm reading what's highlighted. Clearly go back and read these 3 chapters in context, whatever the Most High give you.
If you can't get nothing from the book of Proverbs, there can be raised a question of your perception of anything. Because this is a book full of wisdom. Something in this whole book got to speak to you. You read, what is it? What's the last chapter of Proverbs? No, I'm serious. You're going to get touched
feel you.
on.
What is it?
I don't know how many times I've read Proverbs and been uncomfortable because you will find something that will touch on every one
Every
of
single
your
thing you going through,
things,
Joe.
man.
What's the last?
And if you ain't going through nothing, it'll prepare you for that thing because you eventually going to meet. What is it, man? 30?
I think it's
30 or 31? 31.
31. Proverbs 31. Here you got, what's your 19 say in 20? 20, chapter 20, verse 19.
The bearer of gossip lets out secrets, having nothing to do with the chatterers.
That's what yours says?
For 19.
He that goeth about as a talebearer revealeth secrets. Therefore, meddle not with him that flattereth with his lips. Now we was told back in 3, it is an honor for a man to cease from strife, but every fool will be meddling. So apparently, these people who go off about telling tales are meddlers. He that goeth about as a talebearer revealeth secrets. Talebearer, you would almost tattletale. You snitching on somebody. A talebearer, I would think, would be a liar.
Tell a story just to tell them.
But are you lying as a tale? I mean, the word
I'm
talebearer
getting-
would make me think lying.
I'm getting gossip just for sake
Gossip.
of popularity.
Right, it's just
because
talking.
people who got that news, they want to be.
They gotta tell it.
They got to tell it
gotta tell it.
because now the information came from such and such, and that gives that boosts pride. You know something that everybody else would be intrigued to know, whether that be good or bad.
But it's
especially
somebody
if it's
else's
bad.
information
But somebody
nine times out
else's
of 10.
information, right?
That's something somebody else told you in privacy.
Right.
But you just gotta tell it.
You pulling the joint out there. So now it's like, and then I know some people who get off at the reaction when people hear that information that came from them.
for
That's-
real?
Oh yeah, they just
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Man, that nigga really did that?
Nigga,
Man,
I'm
what
telling
made
you.
Lil Jon- Now you suck.
Now
Hey,
you
Joe, that's
suck.
crazy, man.
But see how the Most High knows how prideful we can get off of information.
Somebody else's information.
Somebody else's information.
You
That
telling
that
somebody
entrusted
something about
with you.
somebody else that they thought they probably
That's
gave
why-
it to you so you could pray about
That's
it.
why Catholic confession is terrible.
Man,
Because
what?
those are men.
What you say can and will be used against you.
Yeah,
in the
Joe.
court of law. He that goeth about as a talebearer revealeth secrets. Therefore meddle not with him that flattereth with his lips. Verse 20. Whoso curseth. Hey. Whoso curseth his father or his mother, his lamp shall be put out in obscure darkness. That's not okay. I don't like that one.
Don't curse your mother or your father.
Ah, man.
Honor thy father and thy mother. Thy days may be long, which Yahweh your God giveth thee. Your Elohim giveth thee.
Whoso curseth his father or his mother, his lamp shall be put out
do
in obscure darkness. We got some correcting to do, man. I do, at least. What does yours say for 20?
Whoever curses father or mother, in blackest darkness shall have his lamp snuffed out. Snuffed out.
Snuffed out. I mean, he coming for that.
Yeah.
He coming for that.
And snuffed out means you were searched for.
Yeah, he coming for you.
Yeah. You were
I'm
searched.
gonna get you.
In darkness. Yeah, Joe.
Golly, Joe. 22, say not thou, I will recompense evil, but wait on Yahweh, and he shall save thee. Let me get that nigga back. Let me get mine. Remember how Shawty at the treatment center, to say she felt like the niggas robbed her for that money.
Yeah.
And she was robbed to death. What was it, Judy?
Judy.
You know what I'm saying? And you gave her the spill, Joe, the only spill that
was crazy.
Hey, Joe.
She was gonna go handle
Man,
that right after she left.
said, yeah.
Her mind was
She said,
made
my
up.
dog's about to bark.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, hey, Joe, say not thou, I will recompense evil, but wait on Yahweh, and he shall save thee. Don't even worry about that situation. It's about you making it.
Do not say, I will repay evil. Put your hope in Yahweh, and he will keep you safe.
That's 22? Say that again?
Do not say, I will repay evil. Put your hope in Yahweh, and he shall keep you safe.
Here we go with the diverse weights. Diverse weights are an abomination unto Yahweh.
Yeah, it's like the
And
same.
a false balance is not good. A false balance. You can portray yourself to have your ish together. If the Most High know you jeffing, man, you missing the mark all the way across the board. You lying to yourself. You know, you ain't lying to him. He know that you jeffing, yeah. What your 23 say?
One weight here, another there. This is abhorrent to Yahweh. False scales are not good.
One weight here, another weight there.
This is abhorrent. False scales are not good.
Scales of justice is two bowls on a whatever that joint is called.
Hold on, I'm trying to think. So false scales are not good. You got to weight here and a weight there. If it's a false scale, then the whole process of weighing it is wrong.
It's off.
It's why you doing that to begin
That's
with.
why you take that nickel and put it on that scale before you start bagging, doing it. You need that 0.5. You need to make sure that scale is right.
Oh, you tilting the scale.
You doing something to throw the weight off.
Okay. That's the part that was missing. I was trying to figure that one out. All right. Well. Okay.
24. Man's goings.
Oh yeah, I like this one. I've had this one.
Man's goings are of Yahweh. How can a man then understand his own way? Mm-hmm. For some
He
reason,
says
I
that
wrote
several times in
ask
his book.
God. That's what I put right here. I wrote this. Had to be years ago when I wrote this. So diverse weights are an abomination to Yahweh, and a false balance is not good.
Right.
Man's goings are of Yahweh. Right. How can a man then understand his own way? Right. If Yahweh is sending you, can you get did you get anything on that? Because
I mean, so I know I have that's precise verse highlighted in my old Bible, my NKJV,
Right.
because it reminds me that He's in control. It always has. It's like Yahweh guides a man's steps. How could a man discern the way he goes? That's what this joint says. It's like, how can you understand the way you, like, first, like, let me just make it plain.
It's almost giving you a
couple,
pass almost.
A couple days from now, a couple months from now, I got a trip planned to go somewhere. You know what I'm saying? It could be that I never make it. That's just what my plan is, because the Most High orders my steps. On any given day, I'm walking to work. But what if the train is shut down and I got to walk a different way? Or if I'm planning to go somewhere and the road is blocked off or my car don't work and I can't do it? He discerns my steps, man. I don't know that. I don't know that leaving the house. I don't know what's going to happen. It's a blessing we make it here. I made it here.
Man's goings are of Yahweh. How can a man then understand his own way? 29. The glory of young men is their strength, and the beauty of old men is their flipping gray hair.
Bro, you say that right when I was pulling on my beard. I was looking at that in the mirror today. He got all these little gray sprites all through his joint, man.
Hey, but this is highlighted. This is where it took me to.
And if you didn't know, now I'm saying this is for me because I've seen it with me. I have proof. The gray hair, it grays from the tip, not the root. I have pulled out hairs on my beard from the tip, and the tip that I pulled it out from will be gray, and it'll be fading into black, like going into the root. That even shows how much more he decides when these hairs turn gray. Because I'm thinking it should grow out gray. But that drink is graying from the tip like it's frosting over.
Take a picture of your face before you go into deep prayer. And I guarantee you, when you finish and you look back at your face, you'll have at least 4 or 5 other gray hairs, bro.
More gray hairs.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Them jokers that kicked it with the Most High, they ish was all the way white. All the way white. Platinum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Platinum. Foxes.
Slim. I'm telling you, right here, this little lip, man, I had 3 gray hairs before I went to that daggone lock-in with my Hollow Turbo. I had 3. I counted. It was the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. That's what I called them. When I came out, it was about 15 of them jokers. I'm talking about the next day. And we prayed, bro. We prayed. I've never prayed that hard in my life, especially for somebody else. We prayed about shorty, mother, father, sister. This is the broad that got us jammed up. Man, Mahalo was like, Most High said, lay everything before him. We went through the transcripts of the court case and everything. Right. And just laid it all before him, Joe.
Mercy. All praise to the Most High. We know
all praise to the Most High. 21. It's just one verse. And I don't even know what it says. The king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will.
Oh, 21:1.
21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will.
I say about the same. Like flowing water is the heart of the king in the hand of Yahweh, who turns it where he pleases.
This man, he stressed something this weekend, and I think it needs to be spoken on. Why aren't leaders expounding on the truths that are found in this book? See, this book right here, because we have an understanding of this book right here, it makes this book right here make more sense. Yeah. The imagery that's in this book if you have an understanding, if you have ears to hear and eyes to see, you can make the correlations. You see it. Makes me question what pastors are studying. What are they studying? And why are they studying? For the purpose. What is the purpose of what you're doing? Is it to edify? Is it to reprove? What does it say? The word is good for what? For profit.
For profitable for doctrine.
For doctrine, for reproof, teaching, edification, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, what's your game? What's your MO, pastor? What is your MO, elder, clergyman, bishop? What are you doing what you're doing for? Is it for a paycheck, or is it to make sure that the hearers actually are receiving and understanding the truth? I doubt that's what it is. And all praise to the Most High. I don't mind telling somebody when they're wrong. I just want to make sure I'm right before I tell you you're wrong. Because if I'm wrong,
We got a problem.
and I'm telling you wrong, I'm going to have a problem with myself.
Right.
Most High he may still allow me to hand that message down. But nah, I want to know that when I drop that hammer, I can go back in peace to the Most High, and we can have a conversation about what I did. He might be like, hey, look, all right, next time, you ain't got to say that like that. You ain't got to say, but then I don't want him to be like, man, how you tell him that and you doing this? I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that from the Most High. How you going to tell somebody this when you doing that? You know what I'm saying? You can't point the speck out in your brother's eye when you got a telephone, you got a plank in your own joint. That's not supposed to be our method of operation. It ain't about me just telling you how wrong you are, like I'm better than you, especially when I recognize that I'm jacked up. We talking to us. You know what I'm saying? Y'all getting it because y'all on the other end. But this stuff is applying to us, Joe. I was going to come in here from a whole nother angle tonight. I just happened to open the word up, and this is what I opened up to.
It applied to the Eli story. I definitely know that.
All praise to the Most High.
Bro, I'm sweating in this joint right now.
Hey, look, real talk.
Bro.
I'm going to tell y'all like this. Anybody that's been with us from the beginning, y'all have seen the transformation of these two brothers that's
Where
here.
you at?
And we're not condemning nobody for where they at spiritually. We can't, because our journey is complicated. Put it like that. You know what I'm saying? When you're coming out of 3 and 4 generations of tradition and understanding and ways of being a certain way, and all of a sudden you, who might have been the black sheep of the family, all of a sudden you stand up on something different, and the rest of the family might look like, oh, he tripping. It don't matter what they think. You got to make a move on what the Most High is telling you. You know what I'm saying? I had a conversation this weekend. Went to a birthday party for my sister-in-law. I felt very weird being there because I don't go to clubs. I don't party. I don't really. I do me. My partying is in my truck. Whatever I do, that's what I do. But the DJ had 3 monitors set up on his DJ stand. I've never seen this set up like this before. And every now and then, some of the songs he was playing had the videos playing on the joint. Like you could see the video on 3 screens.
Right.
And I'm listening to the words, bruh. And I'm just sitting there. And I lightweight let my guard down for a brief second just to take in what was being said. You know that song, and you'll never be loyal, isn't one in our, I don't know who the broad is.
If it's recent, though, I can't say that. If it's something that's
it was like
trending,
3 little youngins on the video when it first came out, right?
Is it old school or not?
No, it's probably within the last about 10 years maybe. But what's it called? Let me be your ruler. I can't remember the name of the song, but it was like little snippets of that in this. And I'm watching the video. But what kept being repeated was, and you'll never be loyal.
Oh,
And you'll never be loyal. I'm like,
Yeah,
damn,
I
what
know
you
that
keep
part.
telling me I ain't gonna be loyal for?
Yeah.
Loyal to who? Loyal about what? Most people just like, oh, that's tight. Oh,
They don't listen to
what
words, bro.
what is they talking about though? And there's a whole bunch of other Kanye in the joint.
You know what blows my mind about that? People enjoy cadence more so than the lyrics they saying. If you say it hard, you say that joint right,
Yeah.
then when it's chanted in the club, people say, F that nigga, but and what you saying is nonsense, it's chaos. But you saying that joint with all the emotion that this song is portraying because you caught up in the emotion. And I'm not saying like I don't do it either. There's a couple down south joints that they come on, my face automatically starts twisting up because I immediately go back to the time when I first heard that joint. And it was songs to get you to want to fight.
What?
That's all they played damn stuff. So it's more so about the energy that's being conveyed through the song and the actual paying attention to the word. And the words hold weight and they got meaning.
You know what
but
I
you
mean?
ain't even paying attention to it. You just speaking it.
You know how many times I repeated over myself? I spoke over myself that I'm gonna be a nigga for life.
Yeah.
Messing with Backyard.
Be a real nigga. Yeah.
I'm gonna be a nigga for life.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Young nigga tear the club up.
Right.
But that's why I'm like, man, if I go to a club, I'm supposed to tear it up. That's what they're telling me to do.
Right.
I can't go to the club and sit and be pleasant. That's not what you do in the club. You tear it up. You get hype. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
Mosh pit.
that's what we were being groomed
Yep.
and coerced and taught to do subliminally by these songs, by these tracks. And I'm a man uptown. I ain't up there. This progression is real. It's not easy. There's nothing been easy about this trip that we on. But I will say this to individuals who are contemplating jumping on this moving train, because the train is not sitting still. It's not. You gotta run. It's been moving. It's been moving for years. It ain't just start moving. You know what I'm saying? We're coming from a sitting position, having to jump on this moving train of truth. Don't be scared. You think about the movie Divergent. Lil Shorty was told.
I still ain't seen it.
You ain't seen that joint yet? Man, you gotta see it, man. Lil Shorty was told, look, man, she got whooped, and her friends were standing around like, look, man, they voted you out. Like, you gotta go. You about to be factionless, or you gotta go back to abnegation. I think that's what she was, or whatever. Mm-hmm. So she landed like, dang, you know what I'm saying? I lost out. They roll out. They on the train, but then she remembers, you know, I'm different. Mm-hmm. So she broke the rules. She did not receive her punishment that they gave her, which was, no, you can't. She's like, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
She had to run down on the train and jump on the train. When the nigga that told her, Shorty, you done, saw that she disregarded him and came on the train anyway, he was like, maybe you are dauntless.
Oh, okay.
So sometimes, you know what I'm saying, it's just to see what you gonna do. Are you gonna let somebody tell you can't? Are you gonna let somebody take from you what you know the Most High intends for you to have? Or you gonna go get it? Even if you gotta run and jump on a moving train. Don't worry about the fact that you might fall. You might fall. Oh, I might trip. I ain't that fast. But it ain't got nothing to do with you, obviously. If that's what you're handed in life, apparently that's what your move's supposed to be. Chase the train. Get on that joker. When you get on it, excel. When you get there. Because apparently that means your mind ain't programmed to just do whatever you're told to do. They hate that. They hate that. And they that, oh, you're not being obedient. To who? In whose eyes? Because I know what the Father told me. Oh, I'm not being obedient to you. I won't be. So you might as well get that, just let's get that understanding. This has nothing to do with you. Them. Nah, you can't tell me nothing. I'm not here to listen to you. But I ain't gonna lie, this week I've been fighting with myself, Joe. It's Real Talk 101. Most High used me to holler at Damon last week before last, I think. Called him off the ledge. He ready to say, F your Howard, throw the towel in, man. Mm-hmm. I told him I've been there. But here, ever since I talked him off the ledge, I've been trying to jump. Ever since I talked him off the ledge, I've been trying to jump, but I can't seem to get myself to leave the ledge. But I see myself falling. I try to play out what would happen if I hit the ground. Maybe I live, maybe I won't live, but I haven't jumped. And I don't see myself jumping. I'm trying to convince myself that I'm supposed diverse weights and measures.
Diverse
I already
way
know
to
what it
measure.
is. He already showed me in Jeremiah, Jeremiah, he showed me Jeremiah 46:27. But fear not thou, O my servant Jacob, and be not dismayed, O Israel. For behold, I will save thee from afar off, and thy seed from the land of their captivity, and Jacob shall return, and be at rest, and be in rest, and at ease, and none shall make him afraid. Fear thou not, OJ, my servant. Said, he talking to me, Joe. He said, fear thou not, OJ, my servant, saith Yahweh, for I am with thee, for I will make a full end of all the nations, whither I have driven thee, but I will not make a full end of thee, but correct thee in measure, yet will I not leave thee wholly unpunished. So I know I'm a bleed a little bit.
Wow.
I'm going to get cut. I'm going to break something. I'm going to go through something, because he's not going to leave me wholly unpunished, but he's not going to make a full end of me.
Amen.
That's what he said. And that's all he keep telling me, Joe. Damon's sentiment got stamped this weekend. It's like, man, I don't pick this up and read this all the time. If you a baby, if you on the milk, man, you better dive into this thing. Before you jump into this, don't go head first into this.
Please don't.
You know what I'm saying? Or you might seem like you jump into an empty pool, but there's a lot here to sustain you. Get into this first. Get an understanding of this. Take truth with you, though.
Right.
Take truth with you. Don't just let this tell you what the writers of this want you to think. Let the Ruach lead you. Correct name changes. Correct what you know has been tampered with. That's key. That's salvific.
Right.
There's only one name given amongst under heaven amongst men by which we must be saved. However, that was Acts 4:12. Or have it read. I think it's Acts 4:12. I think that's what it is.
Other way. Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah.
Acts. I think it's Acts 4:12. I think that's what it is. I think it's Acts 4:12. Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved. If you're going to make anything salvific, make it your understanding of who you're talking to when you pray. Because if can't nobody come to the Father but through the name of his Son, and let that sink in. You know, I'm not going to jump onto that, but
Hey, man, pray when I get a pocket spot when I get back.
ha!
Pray
Yeah.
that joint, man.
Yeah, most definitely. Matter of fact, you know what?
Lift that joint up.
Bow your head. Most High Yah, thank you for this time that you've allowed us to have with you. Your son made a request. He wants a parking space when he gets back. You parted seas.
Yeah.
You flooded the earth. You rained fire and brimstone down from heaven, and you preserved your elect
Yes, you
from
did.
all types of different plagues and stuff that you brought on. You can open up a parking space, so that's lightweight. Give him something right in front of his house. Yeah, something that only you can do. Give him something right in front of his house. Hey, do that. And
That's what's up.
do that. You know what we are.
Yeah,
you
you
know
know.
exactly what we are. You know, you see us. You saw us before we got here. Remove any diverse, any wavering, any uncertainty in thought, indecisiveness that we may have. Thank you, God. That's the word I was looking for. Remove that from us. We don't know what you're doing. We just know you're doing something. So for real, it really ain't for us to even know. But you got a plan. And we're still here. So apparently your plan's working. Just keep us moving forward. our ministry group, our study groups, our families, our friends, and keep our enemies around. So hopefully, before it's too late, they can get a glimpse of truth and decide to not be enemies no more. Matter of fact, I hope they ain't your enemy. I ain't even tripping off them not liking me. I pray that they're not on your bad side, because I don't want to see nobody. Matter of fact, the wicked need to get it. Get him, man. Give it to them now. All these false flagging preachers and all of these jokers that's out here deceiving on the strength of money, shut them down. Take that bread and give it to your people. You know what I'm saying? Supply your people with what you said you're going to get them. You said we're going to come out with great substance. That's what you said. 400 years we're going to be afflicted, then you're going to judge that nation, you're going to bring us out with great substance. I don't know what that look like. I don't know if that's a bunch of kids. I don't know if it's a bunch of cars. I don't know if it's a big house. Can't take the house with us, can't take the car. We can take our kids with us, but if it's substance, if it's wealth, if it's understanding, knowledge, maybe it's just a deep knowledge of who we are. If that's the case, if that's the substance, then keep opening our eyes to what we are, who we are. We know we yours. We know we yours. We know they lying to us. We know they're trying to get us at every chance they get, but no weapon formed against us going to prosper. You are for us, so can't nobody be against us. I'm thanking you in advance for answering the prayers that were prayed earlier, the prayer request that was lifted up earlier. The strong delusion is being rescinded, and I'm thanking you in advance. I'm thanking you for that. It's being removed. You're showing those who are willing to hear you, those that got ears to hear and eyes to see. It's crazy. I mean, put it on our hearts to go get our eyes checked by way of the scriptures. Send us to the Ruach to get an eye exam and to get our ears checked, so we can really know that we hearing you, that we seeing you, that we actually speaking what you would have us to say. If it's not according to the law and the prophets, there's no truth in it. If it's not according to the law and the prophets, there's no truth in it. So a lot of these pastors, these jokers are just going on tradition. Y'all forgive them, but at the same time, check them, because it's not right, and they're leading your people astray. They led us astray for 30-some years, and all praise to the Most High, you kept us. So you know what's going on in our individual families. You know what's going on with Ian Parrish. You know what's going on with Jalen. You know what's going on with Deborah. You know what's going on in the kids' lives. You know what's going on. I don't have to put everything on the table, because you already know. And I'm thanking you in advance for fixing this mess. These evil spirits that are a result of the watchers laying with these women that you said they're gonna have an opportunity to wreck shop here until the day of consummation. We know we don't wrestle against flesh and blood. We understand that. But we need some help, Joe. Because, man, I don't have spiritual fists. You know what I'm saying? I need some help. I need some help. They beat me up. I'm getting beat up. And you said you ain't gonna put more than we can bear. So as we make our moves through this thing called life, just you said you were gonna give us life and life more abundantly. Maybe abundant life has to do with trials and tribulations. In this life you will have tribulation, but be of good cheer. In this world you will have tribulation, but be of good cheer, because you've overcome the world. So if this is our experience, just help it to mold us and shape us in the way that you would have us to be molded and shaped. Please help us not to grieve the Holy Spirit. Help us not to grieve the Ruach. And if that's what we're doing, forgive us. Pull us back before we do something that might cost us our soul. Take us back to the factory. Rebuild us. Get us ready for whatever's about to come. And save us in your kingdom. Bless this venue that you've allowed us the opportunity to operate out of. Be with the hands operating the equipment. Be with Reg as he make moves. Just whatever it is he's doing. Bless his efforts. Fix us, because we broke. Not even financially, we broke. And we need help. I don't know what to do. I'm just being straight up. I don't know what to do no more. I know I haven't done everything I'm supposed to do, but I'm flat out, man. I got my hands in the air, Joe. I don't know what to do. So I need you to step it up in our behalf. You know we believe. You know we believe. That's why we here. You see us changing. You see us stepping away from tradition. Regardless, yeah, we fumbling and stumbling and falling in the process, but you are giving us the ability to walk away from what we were brought up in. And I'm thanking you for giving us the boldness to step out there and keep us. Don't let us drown. Like, reach down as we start to sink. Help our unbelief. You know, we believe, but help our unbelief. Give us the power to call out demons. You gave your followers the authority over these evil spirits, over the spirits of these giants that are floating around. You gave your disciples power over evil spirits. We possess that same power. We don't know what it is. We don't understand. Make it plain to us. Make truth plain. Be with our efforts going forward as a ministry. This is my prayer in Yahweh Shai's name. Amen.
Amen. It's just been real talk, one-on-one. Until next time we meet, may Yah bless and keep you.
See, truth, not tradition.
Truth music, you know what I'm talking about? I mean, y'all need to wake up is right here for real.
What you ain't know that what the devil did. What you ain't know. What you ain't know that what the devil did. What you ain't know. What you ain't know that what the devil did. What you ain't know. What you ain't know. What you ain't know that what the devil did. What you ain't know that what the devil did. What you ain't know that what the devil did. What you ain't know. What you ain't know. I know one day it's gonna go down for real. I know one day people is gonna get killed. Killed for what they believe in. Women and even children. That ain't my word, that's what the Bible say. You don't believe cause your mind reprobate. You take your kids to go get vaccinated. They get sick and you get scared. On Sunday you gon' pray to Savior. What you ain't know that was the devil's day.
Jesus died on the cross for all our sins. All that went away.
Oh yeah? Where in the book it say forget the sad shrimp, crab, lobster, swine, all that y'all can have. See all you preachers, there's a judgment for you. Holding the gavel is your shire and he coming for you. And when he comes, tell me what you gon' say. Huh? What you ain't know that was the devil's day. What you ain't know that was the devil's day. What you ain't know that was the devil's day. What you ain't know that was the devil's day. What you ain't know. What you ain't know. What you ain't know that was the devil's day. What you ain't know that was the devil's day. What you ain't know that was the devil's day. What you ain't know. What you ain't know.
Christmas, Thanksgiving, and Halloween. All them days pagan, also Easter and Dr. King Day. What you didn't know, those was the devil day. I gotta tell you, cause today might be that day. Yes, sir, it's real Judah. That Oxshine, he a straight shooter. It's interchangeable. Take it how you want, cause either way, I'ma get it to you. I'm trying to tell you what you need to know. I can't tell you where you gotta go, but if you follow the holidays, keep the Sabbath over rock. She will guide you, bro. It's easy if you think about it. Just gotta use common sense. But even listen to the rap music nowadays. Common don't use common sense. They fighting to lose, I'm fighting to win. They trying to tell you it's okay to sin. You better change it up, get right within. I don't care if you make what you ain't gonna win. When it pop off, I'm be gone. Me and my family gonna be gone. Luckily, PC and his family on the same thing, I'll be on. Shabbat shalom, we keep it holy. I'm praying for you, just stay focused. Get in that word, stay on it. Now you can't say that you didn't know where.
What you ain't know that was the devil's day. What you ain't know that was the devil's day. What you ain't know that was the devil's day. What you ain't know. What you ain't know. What you ain't know that was the devil's day. What you ain't know that was the devil's day. What you ain't know that was the devil's day. What you ain't know. What you ain't know. They celebrated Christmas before Christ was born. I thought they celebrated Christmas because Christ was born. They celebrated Easter before Christ was dead. I thought they celebrated because he rose from the dead. What you ain't know that was the devil's day. Jeremiah 10, read it. Tell me what that say. Why you preach ain't teach
service is what they giving to you. It's like they satanic service is what I'm saying to you. Look, I'm taking back our book. It's ours. I don't refuse to be taught by pedophiles, thieves, and sodomites. Look, all you preachers, there's a judgment for you. Holding the gavel is Josiah, and he coming for you. I got a question for Creflo Dollar.